I could just verify and check and make sure we're accurate, and consistent. And I think that's kind of one area where I could have, I was a young operator for a lot of my life, so I think like the experience wasn't always baked in, right?
Matt, can you share a leadership lesson you had to learn the hard way?
Oh, I mean, so many. Isn't that what leadership is, right? You're just kind of constantly learning the hard lessons and taking away what you can from them so that you improve. I think the biggest lesson that I learned was to trust but verify, right? Like I was a micromanager for a long time. Some of my best kind of team members can probably tell you that. It came from a place of love in terms of like I just really cared a lot and I always wanted the product and experience to be as good as it could be. But I missed the opportunity, I think, to kind of really let some of my folks fly. And I think if I were to do it all over again, I'd create a structure so that they could feel supported to make the decisions that they needed to make that were really important in the moment, but that I could just verify and check and make sure we're accurate, and consistent. And I think that's kind of one area where I could have. I was a young operator for a lot of my life, so I think like the experience wasn't always baked in, right? So I think that's kind of one where there was just a lot of learnings for me. Um, I think another thing though, kind of in the same breath, is to like not to give too much freedom too early when it comes to like some of your best team. Like I love seeing people succeed. Like when I have somebody on my team that wins, like it's a win for everybody. I really believe that. But at the same point, there's folks who need the help and the support and kind of need to get like stood up and provided early answers on, kind of what the potential outcomes are for their decisions. And like I think there was certainly some occasions where as much as I wanted to give that freedom, I also kind of at the same time felt like, these people need better resources, better tools to be able to make the best decisions. And it's on me to provide those things.
Did you see chaos might not be the right word, but did you see um, people not thriving as much? I'm just wondering what the outcome of, say, your slightly micromanaging or maybe not giving enough support. Did you lose good team members? Did they just not thrive as much as they could have? Did you have higher turnover than you would have liked? Was there just a little more chaos in the kitchen? What was the result of those behaviors?
Yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't those things per se. It was really, I would say the relationship between the owner and that kind of middle management, if you will, the kind of sous chefs, pastry chefs, chef de parties, like that kind of um old style brigade, if you will, and same for front of house, right? Like GMs and AGMs, or AGMs particularly. Like that relationship is really important, and I think it's really critical to kind of nurture that relationship, particularly from the ownership side, so that those folks who are kind of on track to grow with you feel supported and don't want to start looking elsewhere, right? Because I think that's what it's all about in that moment, because they're not quite at the point where they're the chief decision makers, but they're also not your average line level employee. So you have to kind of create this environment where they have the support, from ownership, but they also are being led and they are also being developed and allowing themselves to get developed.